The potential collapse of Nicolás Maduro's regime in Venezuela could bring not only reputational and geopolitical setbacks for Russia, but also serious consequences for its defense industry. One of the main concerns in Moscow is that Russian-made weapons currently in service with the Venezuelan armed forces could end up in the hands of the United States. If a new government loyal to Washington is formed in Caracas, American military experts would gain access to one of the largest collections of Russian weapons outside Russia, ranging from air defense systems to fighter jets and missile platforms. According to Defense Express, such a scenario would allow U.S. specialists to closely examine almost the entire arsenal of the Venezuelan armed forces, including equipment supplied by Russia over the past 2 decades. Of particular interest to Washington are the S-300 VM air defense systems delivered to Venezuela in 2013. Caracas received 2 divisions of this system, which is regarded as one of the most capable export versions of Russian air defense technology. In addition, in October 2025 Russia reportedly deployed an unspecified number of Pantsir and Su-30 systems to Venezuela. These platforms are seen as especially valuable for study, as they are actively used by Russian forces in current conflicts. American interest would likely extend to Venezuela's air force as well. This includes the Russian-made Su-30 MKV fighter jets delivered in 2006, of which Venezuela still operates 21. Analysts note that particular attention would be paid to the R-77 air-to-air guided missiles, considered among the more modern missiles in Russia's arsenal. The 300mm Smerch multiple launch rocket systems are also viewed as potential objects of study. Beyond Russian equipment, U.S. analysts may also seek access to weapons supplied to Venezuela by other U.S. adversaries, including Iranian Mohajer-6 reconnaissance and strike drones and Chinese VN-16 infantry fighting vehicles. As a result, Venezuela could become a unique testing ground for the comprehensive analysis of military technologies produced by several countries seen by Washington as competitors or adversaries. Experts believe the United States would be interested not only in studying these weapons, but also in reducing the overall military potential of Venezuela, which is considered one of the strongest armed forces in South America. Earlier media reports indicated that pro-war Russian military bloggers and correspondents have already begun expressing fears that Russian weapons from Venezuelan stockpiles could eventually be transferred to the Ukrainian armed forces. Some suggest this could happen with the tacit approval of U.S. President Donald Trump. One channel described the hypothetical American operation as swift and efficient, claiming U.S. forces could secure air corridors, strike key targets, and quickly leave the country with Maduro. Others went further, speculating that even Russian President Vladimir Putin could theoretically face similar risks. Russian military correspondent Yuri Kotnak has also voiced concern over the fate of Russian-made weapons in Venezuelan service, openly acknowledging the possibility that such systems could be handed over to Ukraine with Washington's quiet consent.